Okemos is a beautiful city within Ingham County that is diverse and holds a lot of history. It is a big suburb area east of East Lansing in MSU with a population of 25,121. This city was named by the Michigan State Legislature on February 12, 1859, in honor of Chief John Okemos, who was an Ojibwe leader. And fun fact, the meaning of Okemos actually means little chief. Ojibwe being their self-name, meaning true people, and Chippewa a more common name given by Europeans. This is due to Europeans having trouble pronouncing the original name, by no surprise. They were known for their hunting and gathering skills of supplies and making use out of the surrounding forests to build canoes, snowshoes, and beatings. They lived one with nature and thrived on the idea that everything is connected in some way. Sadly, in 1819, Chief Okemos signed the Treaty of Saginaw that ended up displacing much of the tribe due to lost land. Even so, the people of the Ojibwe tribe lived on the land, but until 1850, when the U.S. government disregarded the treaty and began forcing the tribe to leave. By the end of 1850, most of the tribe had left the land forever. Okemos is filled with many community amenities, such as great public schools, restaurants, shopping centers, libraries, community centers, places of worship, and many, 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 many parks. It is a very diverse community. I initially went to the Okemos Public Library to start my walk. This library is open every day and provides lots of materials that the public can rent out. When talking to the librarian, he mentioned that these materials range for all ages and represent genres such as youth, nonfiction, fiction, films, comics, newspapers, and even textbooks. The Okemos Public Library has an extensive world language section, and I even found out from the librarian that this is the biggest one in the county, and that the languages represented in the library highly depend on the demographic of Okemos. It is very easily accessible and provides not only books but also films. The languages they represented as I looked around were Chinese, Korean, Japanese, English, Spanish, French, Thai, Telugu, Tamil, Polish, Swedish, Turkish, Italian, Hindi, German, Dutch, Danish, Arabic, Russian, Hebrew, and Portuguese. As I looked around, I was surprised to see so many different types of languages represented. Especially in my hometown library, there isn't a world language section that also represents my languages as well. It was interesting to see many books from my childhood as well, which were in English, being translated into other languages. When talking to the librarian, he mentioned that many of these materials used to be all over the library, scattered among the English texts and films, but they believed it would be more accessible to put them all in one area so they can be easily found by others. They even had books for those learning different languages as well. These resources can be helpful for all educators trying to find resources for their multilingual students, as well as parents with multilingual children. This was one of the books that interested me. It is fully in Chinese and translates to My Little Monster of Emotions or My Emotion Monster. I love that this library carries kids' books, so all children feel as though they belong in the library. At the end of my conversation with the librarian, one place he believed showed diversity in the community was the Chinese Christian church. I ended up visiting and taking pictures from the outside, but sadly it was closed and only opened on Saturdays and Sundays. They provided services in Chinese and English at the same time, but in different sections of the church building. On Fridays, though, as well, they have Spartan Night, where they welcome all students to join, whether in person or on Zoom. The next place I visited was Chippewa Middle School, which was named after the Chippewa tribe that Chief John Okemos was chief of. By naming a school after this tribe, it honors and acknowledges the people who originally lived there and were central to the community. It is actually also being redone at the moment. After that, I went to the Meridian Township Police Department, which is down on Marsh Road, which was named after Stanford Marsh, who was the first white settler in Okemos. He came in 1839 and gave Okemos its first name, a village of Hamilton, before it became Okemos. Sadly, at the police department, no one spoke multiple languages at the moment or had any flyers in other languages. But what they did have was a language interpreter sign on the divider at the front desk. This can be helpful for people who are multilingual and can get an interpreter called to help them. My last stop was to the Fresh International Food Market, which is my roommate and I's favorite grocery store near campus. It has many different languages represented inside, like Korean, Chinese, Japanese, English, and more. This place is super helpful since it has many products that you can't originally find in other stores. As you can see through these videos, they have everything such as snacks, seasonings, fresh meals, frozen meals, drinks, and appliances. All of these different things sold helps represent the cultures in the area. They have very fresh produce, meat, and fish that you can get any day of the week. I ended up getting lunch as well while I was there and a new snack that I haven't tried. They were both really good, and I hope others will go try something new in this store as well. When looking at the demographics of Okemos, there are many different groups of people. Out of the population of 25,121 people, I found that Okemos' largest racial group is white at 64.8%, with that being about 16,277 people. The second largest group is Asian at 20.1%, with that being about 5,044 people. And the third largest group is Black at 5.1%, with about 1,285 people. All of the places I visited showed the diversity and history behind Okemos and why it is such an important city. I hope this informs others of the city and encourages people to go visit the places I did. In the end, this assignment was very helpful for me as a future teacher. This is because it helped me understand the area around me and made me think about the materials, resources, and places that are available and accessible for multilingual students. I initially thought that most places in the cities were accessible for all people and languages, but looking at the places I visited, it's clear that some places are more welcoming than others. This makes me want to construct my classroom around the inclusivity of all cultures, races, and languages, to make my students feel seen and comfortable in the learning environment.